All right, welcome back again. Dave Gardner from Basic Lacrosse, LacrosseCommandments.com here. And just want to talk to you a little bit about like shooting stance. A lot of times you see kids, especially at the younger age, if you're a coach or maybe even some of your teammates that don't seem to have put the correct form in. And a lot of times the form is going to really throw your shot off, maybe your shot speed, as well as the ability to actually make it to the net. Now, I apologize, I'm outside, it's the middle of summer. So you may be hearing some of the cicadas, crickets, whatever we got flying up there. So they'll kind of go on and off. Maybe you'll hear an occasional bird too. So it's good because it presents a distraction. If you think about the game of lacrosse anyways, a lot of times there's a lot of distractions, and you need to make sure that you have the muscle memory and you have the correct form so you don't have to have someone coach you and train you all the way through when you actually get to the game situation. So if you just kind of look at some of the form that I have here, I'll point out a couple things that are good and that are bad and how we're actually shooting. So, and a lot of it depends on where you're shooting from as well. So I'm just going to kind of move the video here. Again, we're high tech, just using an iPhone. This is something you could do if you're interested in making videos. You want to submit some stuff. Maybe you have a video. If you want to submit a video of you, I would be glad to do an overview and maybe leave some comments of what I think that you can improve on. So just film yourself. Put it onto YouTube, send a link to my site. Just make sure, in the YouTube it says basiclacrosse.com, or it actually has a link, and I will help you out. I'll give you some good comments back to that. So a lot of times kids will get themselves, maybe in the wrong position. Maybe their hands are wrong. And when you're shooting, you don't really want to have your hands up here. Maybe when you're catching, your hands can be up there. The only time your hands are going to be really up here is if you're really close. Okay, so for example, if I get a close pass, if I get it right here, I want to be close to my body so I can protect it, maybe take another step, and then make the shot. I don't want to be out here and leaving a lot of area that someone could actually check my stick with. I might want to catch it and then just fire. Okay, hopefully I won't hit the pipe in the real situation. But you want to make sure that you do have your hand, your bottom hand at the bottom, of course the butt end. Some people like to have something a little thicker so they can feel it so their hand doesn't come off. And then maybe if you think of your stick as thirds, okay, if we break it up, there's the first third, there's the second third, there's the third third. About a third of the way up is where you want your top hand when you're going to shoot, so you'll actually have better form. So you actually want to have the ball, and you're going to come all the way through. A lot of kids might just throw and stop like this. You don't want to throw and stop. You want to throw and go all the way through. Part of that is so that you get a better angle, and you get more torsion or more torque, and you also are going to have a harder, faster shot. Now, one of the key things that people think is that all shots have to be hard, and that's not always important as where you place the ball. If you're this close to the goal, I'm about maybe 10 feet away, okay, maybe about 5 feet off of where the crease would be. I don't need to have a crank shot. I need to make sure I place it in the right spot. I might throw a fake and do that, but having a follow through where I actually come through, when I actually go through and bring the stick almost over to the left side, that's going to be better than just doing this. A lot of times it becomes situational depending on if you have a defenseman on you or not. If a defenseman is standing in front, maybe you can use them as a screen. Same thing holds true when you're using your weak hand. Again, if I want to catch it, let's say I get a feed from over there and I catch it, I don't want to have a lot of stick here to hang, because that's going to get checked out of my stick, and basically it's going to do a yard sale, and my stick's going to go flying and the crowd's going to go crazy, but not for me. I'm going to be on the ground looking like a fool. Maybe I catch it here, and then I come back and I hit a spot. So I'm just doing a soft spot. The goalie's going to shift. Maybe I'm going to go back to where he was to throw him off. Maybe I'm going to catch and go on the opposite side, depending on where I am on the field. Maybe I'll catch it quick and go in the opposite corner. All of this, of course, is because you've developed skills that you learned when you were young, or maybe even developed when you first started playing the game, about the basics of stick work. Okay, I can't stress enough the idea of wall ball. Okay, you got to play a lot of wall ball, you got to play a lot of catch, you got to come out and do a lot of shots. But the form, again, I wouldn't want to just shoot like this. I'd want to come all the way through. The closer you are, the less you probably have to come all the way through, depending on how maybe physically active the goalie is, whether you got defensemen or defensewomen coming down your throat. You want to make sure that you put something on the ball at all times, but it doesn't have to be 100 miles an hour. If you're throwing some fakes, maybe throw a bounce shot. Change the game up a little bit. Don't be predictable. Okay, it's one of the key things in lacrosse. You don't want to be predictable so it's easy to defend you. You want to do different things all the time. So when you're playing in the backyard, whether you're playing on a wall, when you're playing with your friends, make sure you do all different drills and you throw the ball all different ways. Throw ground ball passes, throw high passes, throw mid-level passes, throw behind the back passes. Catch it behind the back. Okay, it happens, but it's not as easy as you think. If someone throws the ball and lobs it, you don't want to have a high-speed pass, you can start to aim yourself and become familiar. It's all about becoming familiar with your stick to take yourself from, level A to level B to C to, and if you're thinking about, starting levels, sometimes they reverse it. It's actually the A team and the B team. The A might be the starting squad, the B might be the backup squad. So you want to bring yourself always to that next level by sticking with some basics. You want to have proper form. Again, I'd be glad if you submit a video to me. Just put it on YouTube, link my website, send it to me, send me comments. I'd be glad to make some comments on your video, maybe your form, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, maybe what you could improve on to make your shot better, stronger, and more accurate. Again, this has been Dave Gardner with Basic Lacrosse. We got a little flyover here. I didn't plan that, but hey, it's part of the game. Get out there and take action.